Hi everybody, I'm Rebecca. Welcome back to my kitchen, and yes, this really is my kitchen. Today I'm going to go down memory lane. I'm going to go back 27 or more years of my mother, who died just a few months after Shawn and I were married. And we've been married 27 years since April. She died the end of July. She used to make my favorite cookie just for me every year, and no matter where I was in the United States, she mailed them to me. And these are called ricotta cheese cookies or Italian ricotta cheese balls. There's a lot of different names out there, and they're like a sugar cookie, but they cook up nice and fluffy. And then we put a lemony glaze in there, and they're just absolutely delicious. And she always made sure she put some sort of sugar on the top to represent the holiday. And we're going to do the same thing, except for they're going to be springy, almost summer. So come and join me in my kitchen and we'll get started. In this bowl here, I have already added 3.5 cups of flour, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and that's baking powder, not soda, the powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Now in this bowl, I have 1 cup of butter, and that is 2 sticks of butter. I use salted butter. I always have, and I always will, no matter if it even says unsalted, I use salted. Also in there is 1 1/3 cup of sugar. And also, as you can see, the little lemon, these are frozen. You can throw your lemons in the freezer. And I just lightly run this down my planer until I get some on the back. And then I just put it in there, and it smells wonderful. My kitchen smells good. And I'm going to hang on to this lemon. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator because I'm going to need it when I make the glaze that goes on these. So I'm going to stick this down right now. I have my scraper blade, which is wonderful because I never have to worry about scraping the sides because this does it for me. And I'm going to mix this up until it's pretty well formed. I'm going to add to this 1 tablespoon, and yes, I said tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of vanilla. That orange and that vanilla just smells wonderful. Smells really, really good. I'm going to crack my eggs into this dish, into my measuring cup, and I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. That's so I can see the egg, make sure there's no blood in the egg. To that, 1 container, 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. This is made with skim milk. You can add the whole fatty kind if you want, and the whole container goes in there. Just like that. You can see that it's really well blended, and I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And I'm going to start adding my flour with my baking soda and salt in it. Now this has to sit for 2 hours, so we're going to come back when I get this all mixed up, and I'm going to put it on some wax paper. And while that's mixing, let me grab my wax paper. And I make a crisscross with my wax paper. Let's go ahead and add some more flour. I don't have my chute in here. Smell the lemon?
Yeah.
That lemon smells wonderful. And that butter and that lemon, you guys see that it's taking this to like a yellow, beautiful color. I have a mess. If I would have put my chute on, I would have been okay. Let's finish it up. There we go. Let's let that mix up. I am going to take my spatula just in case there's any flour on this. I'll kind of move it around just to make sure it's very well mixed. I'm going to hit it one more time. Now what I'm going to do, it's got to sit for 2 hours in the refrigerator or overnight. And this is probably what I'm going to do, is let it sit overnight. And then first thing tomorrow morning, when my husband gets up, and we're going to come in and I'll be ready to go, and we'll just get them onto the cookie sheet, and we'll be ready to go, and we'll prepare the glaze. And you can see the final product. It's going to be a lot of cookies. I remember my mom saying that when she made this up, she always had enough for me and for their Christmas parties when I was in Arizona, or well, when I was in Arizona living. So I'm just going to wrap this up and get it into the refrigerator, and I'm going to do that. And we'll be back tomorrow morning and we'll finish them up. Have a good night. Good morning, everybody. Last night I put away the dough from my cookies, and they were in the refrigerator all night long. And here they are. As you can see, it's quite a big package. So what I'm going to do, the oven is already heated up. I'm going to take, and I'm just going to make, I think that's a little too much. I'm just going to roll them into balls, even balls. Try to get these as symmetrical as I can. And I'm just going to do 12 is what I'm going to do. The rest of them, what I'm going to do is freeze them on the cookie sheet and put them in bags, because we don't need, I don't know, I think this will make a couple dozen, probably about 3 dozen, and we don't need that. Just so you know, we're both diabetic, and we try not to eat this stuff, even though we both love it. So I'll put them in there and maybe take them to my niece and let her make them for the kids, so the boys can enjoy it. And there we go, there's 12. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'm going to wash my hands, and I'll be right back. The cookies are in the oven for 18 minutes at 350 degrees. So we're going to make the glaze for this, and since I am just making a small amount, I'm going to give you the recipe, because if you was to do all of these cookies, it's 1 tablespoon of butter melted, 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice, and if you want to put some of the rind in there, I would, microblade it in there, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 4 to 6 tablespoons of milk. So I have in here just a little bit of butter. And what I'm going to do is just throw this in the microwave for a minute. And it'll heat that butter up and melt it a little. Heat the milk up. This will go smoother. And as you can see on the counter, I do have some spring. I was supposed to do sugar cookies with my nephews, and we never got around to doing it because of the virus, because of what's going on around the United States. We all know what that word is. And so I'm going to use that. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of powdered sugar in there. So there's that. And as soon as they come out of the oven, we'll cool them for a few and then we'll glaze them and you can see the final product. Hi, welcome back. They're done, they're cooled. While we were baking them, I kind of tasted this. Tasted powdered sugary. So what I did is I added some more lemon juice, a little more vanilla, and a little more powdered sugar. And it's really, really good. It's got that tartness. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here and dunk. And I have a piece of wax paper under there to catch whatever falls off. And I'm going to do these 3. And then I just have some little spring, little grass, and some of these have rabbits and carrots. I said they were from Easter, but I'm just going to continue to do this until I get them all done. And then I'll store them, but they'll probably get eaten for dessert after dinner. We'll eat some of them, and I'll have some with a cup of coffee. And they're just wonderful. They're just really good. This brings back a lot of memories of my mother and her sending these to me, and that lemon bite that they have. And I just love these cookies. I think these are one of the best cookies that I could make. And I'm just real happy that I was able to share this memory with you of my mother and what she made for us at Christmas time. And as you can see, they'll harden up and they'll be done. And there you go. These are your Italian ricotta cheese cookies. And I will see you the next time in my kitchen. Bye.